Oh my God.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
Hell.
another DaraChat. Oh, well, yeah, you're a little.
I keep forgetting you have one of the greatest intros
Yeah,
ever.
well, I mean that's a mix up. Like I have other ones too, but it's all mostly it's posed.
Yes.
There are a few others done by another one named Smurf. But anyway, hello and everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. That's right, it's another one. Of course, obviously, right? My name is Daramuth, or Dara for short, and for some of you have a speech impedimency because you don't know how to say the word Daramuth and you say Daramouth, and I am sorely disappointed. I look at your first grade or kindergarten teacher and I say on them because they couldn't teach you how to say, well, I don't care if it's a joke. You got to learn your language, and it's English.
Well, it could be. I mean, it is Mouth. It could be Daramouth.
Well, the E is silent. The E is silent. What did we not
Well, then
learn?
it's just okay. Hold on, though. Hold on, and hold on because it's cutting my camera off. So I need to move my camera. Give me a second. Hold on.
There we go. Look at him.
There we go. To be fair,
Uh,
if the E is silent, you're back to Mouth, which is mouth. Now,
Well-
I've always called you Daramuth, but
Mm.
I could understand why people would actually say Daramouth if the E is silent.
Hey, you know what? Listen, there's a word called vermouth. All right.
Yes,
That's how
yes,
it's
there
spelled.
is.
That's
Yes.
how it's
And
sounded
that's-
out. Yeah.
And that's how I know. That's
Yeah.
how I know it's Daramuth.
Yeah, and I don't drink alcohol, of course, but it's like it shouldn't be that hard when you have a word out. That's why I chose to kind of bounce off that word because it's like it's spelled. It doesn't sound as it's
See,
spelled.
enemy knows.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
he knows.
He's
Brother.
He's in more trouble than he likes. All right, we're just gonna
Brother
leave it
enemy
there.
in the house. What's up, Dual Helix?
Oh my goodness. But anyway, how are you, good sir? It is nice to get
I'm
to see
good.
you again.
Yes,
You're such a busy
I
man.
I know, and that's part of my problem. And so apologies for
Don't worry
having
about
to
it.
kick this can down the road a little bit. Obviously I should have been on a hell of a lot sooner than this, but
Ah, you're
it's
fine.
been life has just been extremely busy.
Yeah, I think the last time I tried to I think the last time I tried to ask you on, it was something to do with this Boy Scouts. I was like, all right, well,
Yes.
there
Yeah.
you
So
go.
then I'm like, hey, do you have time in, I don't know, October?
Hold on, my
Uh,
book. Hold on, my book is. Hold on. Yeah, my days are full. I'm so sorry. But this black book is just full of people.
well,
Um,
which you have. I mean, let's give a shout out to you, man. You have been kind of the the centerpiece of interview streaming,
uh,
which is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So
oh,
Peter and I used to do
mm,
having people on, and now for us it would be like game developers and
mm,
things like that. But we'd have other people from the community on and
mm,
stuff, but nothing to the nothing to the level that you've done. And so
mm,
that's a testament to what you've put together, that so many people have come on here, want to come on here, want to
mm,
come back on here,
mm.
and have always had a good experience when they are.
I remember Instakill wins on here. Man, I hate that guy. You know what? He wasn't so bad. He wasn't
Eh,
so bad. All right. He just
he was all right.
disappeared. He
He was
just
all right.
disappeared.
You
But
know, he got killed by the enemy of death.
that's true.
He got
EOD.
insta-killed.
What is arrival? What is it? MIA? No, that's missing action. What's the arrival? Dead on arrival? That's something that
DOA.
DOA. That's right.
DOA.
He went DOA. He was dead on arrival or something like that.
Or for those of us old gamers, DOA is also dead or alive.
That's true, but we won't go too far there. But no, it's more of just like uh DOA. There we go. See, he got it. He got it.
Yeah,
He understood. He understood where my boat was going.
I
But
got it.
no, but no. The thing of it is, like, it's just talk. It's not about a certain platform or a certain group of people. It's about just talking to people in general because you do have. I mean, someone brought up Rogan, but I mean, you have like Theo Vaughn who sort of talks
Mhm.
to various people and whatnot. But it was sort of like there are a lot of content creators out there, and they usually just stick within the parameters of their niche and or their circle of people they know, which is fine. And again, I've always said I'm not here to tell you how to make content, but it does feel like you have a person who has maybe like 10,000 followers or whatever. And again, 10,000 follows do not equate 10,000 views because you can have more than that and stuff.
Nope.
And that's on any
Or
platform, to be
many.
honest.
Yeah.
But the point of the matter is sort of doing something I didn't see other content creators do, which was just inviting people on and just talking about whatever. Because Theo is pretty interactive. Yeah. I mean, he's had celebrities on and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know about celebrities, but I mean, for me, it's more of just about the conversation and connection within because it really didn't seem like much there. I mean, obviously, the talk about pop culture and all that stuff out there. That's the main ordeal. But it's just like there's a strictness to it, and I understand people are good with like a strict schedule or a strict saying whatever. But I really do believe that if you give someone enough freedom to speak on whatever they want, whatever comes up, they become more. Uh, I think maybe more open, but they also become a little more freeing and like instead of like, oh, so I can only stick within like I've been on shows, nothing against these people, where they give you like a page of things they're gonna talk about, and they're like, whatever, and I'm like, so I've been guilty. I've been guilty of looking those pieces of those Google pages, what do they send me? I'm just like, okay, really, I really don't follow them at all. So it's not against them. I just enjoy doing this free flowing thing, and it's not to just content creators. I've had people on who don't even create content and all, and I think that's the most fascinating part is when you can invite people out. Now I know, all right, I know that that is a lot of risk, For some creators, that's a lot of risk, and that's why they invite other creators on. But the problem of that is that where you see content creators say, in this whole thing of content creation and whatnot, is better overlays, better tech, better this. And like, what about finding someone who's never done content creation and having a conversation live on air?
Well, that's when that's that meme where that's the guy you throw out the office window.
Yeah, that is kind of true, but I mean, it's not always. It's just it is what it is. The script always fun. Yeah, I know, Major Zep. I know.
What's
My
up, Major Zap?
my thing has always been is that is risky. It always is. I've had people on who are challenging and all this stuff, but you grow better. You sharpen that tool of conversation when you are faced against someone who's like, um, uh, and they're really it's like trying to draw water from stone, basically. But I've always been in that thing is like, but that's a great point to be at because you not only do you get to see how you are as an individual talking to someone else, but that other person may find something that they didn't know about themselves or that they didn't know they could. And the point of the matter is though, is that it's not an easy thing. Let me just put it out there. It's not an easy thing, but it doesn't it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be difficult. I don't think people have to find uh the difficulty in that because again it's not that hard. It's just it's sort of I'm going to use an example. It's sort of like going on your first date, but you're not gonna end up with the other person like that. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't want, I'm just saying, but yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy doing it. Getting to talk over 270 plus people isn't the easy thing, but I think that's where the greatest challenge and greatest gift lies is because um why not, right? Like
Right.
you do retro gaming. Like I mean not to say there aren't others doing retro gaming, but you do retro gaming because you enjoy doing it. You and is it? I think it's
Peter.
Peter. Peter, right? Okay. I was like, I was gonna start naming Peter, Mary, and whoever else was singing Puff the Magic Dragon. But I'm not gonna get the guitar out for that. I'm just not. But yeah, I
Shout out to Peter, Paul, and Mary.
there we go. Paul. I the
Paul.
biblical
Yeah.
yeah, biblical names right there, and it just ended with one of the most recognizable songs ever.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I just enjoy doing this thing, and I'm glad people get to be a part of it because, truth be told, I have been blocked by a few previous guests. No reason given, no conversation had, just blocked. And it's always funny because it's like I don't, you always want to know like, okay, what I do, what I say, because you kind of want to make amends, right? At least so you can have like uh, maybe not a clarity, but sort of like just a clean slate, and then just walk off that sort of thing. But life never works that way, unfortunately. So
No, it does not.
yeah. So I mean, for you, obviously it's been a topsy turvy time. But I mean, you guys are doing pretty well. I don't, I
Not
can't.
really.
I mean, at least
Not really. No, not really. And it appears that is becoming by design.
Mm, okay. So what part are you speaking on, good sir? So that I have a better understanding of where your mindset is at.
All right, so let's get those downvotes going because, um, you know,
I almost
it's about to
I
go down.
I feel like you're going to a football game and you're just that one person like, you all suck! All of you suck! This whole place sucks! Just get the hell out of here! It all sucks! They're losers! Losers!
Oh, Joe's in the house. There's Joe.
Hey Joe, how's it going? Hope you're doing well.
Oh.
But no, I've seen the posts, I kinda get it, but I
Okay,
also understand. I also understand. But
and I said this last Monday.
mm,
Somebody explained to me
mhm,
how for a year and change,
Mhm.
a channel can have anywhere between 30 and 50 consistent viewers, consecutive, right?
Consecutive, yeah, consecutive.
Consecutive, right?
Mhm.
I've got screenshots posting it, you know, because I used to carry the banner for
Rumble.
Rumble a lot. I mean, Peter and I used to trumpet Rumble a ton
Mm.
because we got here and oh look, we're getting, 30 to 50 people watching a night. It's great, we're growing, all this great stuff, right?
Mhm.
And then in a singular point in time, a channel that does the exact same content and actually improves that content over time because they're doing well, they're getting viewership, so they improve the content, right? They
Mhm.
add things like dual screen gameplay, community nights,
Yeah.
doing the games that everybody else wants to get involved in, Fortnite, Call of Duty, blah 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 blah. And you go from 30 to 50 people, and without a gradual dip,
Mhm.
you drop in a vertical line to
Mhm.
3 to 5 a night. And that's where you live now until somebody raids you or such, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you have this movement that drops you like a stone. Again, nothing in the content has changed.
Mhm.
The and you have, you said, you could have 10,000 viewers or followers doesn't equate to 10,000 views. You're right.
Yeah, and
We've got
on any platform, I should make that very clear, on any
on
platform. Yeah.
any platform. But I could consistently go back to my YouTube channel, which we're never going to go back to, and I can find multiple videos that have 1,000, 3,000, 5,000. I have a few that are 10,000. Yada
Mhm.
yada. And here, again, you're doing these numbers,
Mhm.
and then in an instant, you're
Yeah.
doing these numbers, and it doesn't remove,
Mhm.
right? So I give you an idea for our October creator program numbers.
Mhm.
We're going to fall short, and we're going to fall short not because we have streamed any less. We have the same amount of chatters, but the watch hours are gone,
Mhm.
and to the point to where I haven't been able in almost 2 weeks to do an ad read
Mhm.
because I can't get a minimum number of people to watch. Which
Many
again,
views, yeah.
it's not like we've been doing this for 2 years and have never been able to grow.
Right.
We went this way in a Z pattern.
Right.
That is not normal. It
Mhm.
is not normal.
Mhm.
And there's a couple of things that sort of made this go, and
Mhm.
it's why it's why you already had 5 downvotes by the time we got started, because I'm saying what some of these people that truly love this platform
Mhm.
just don't want to hear. They
Right.
don't want to hear that there are problems with the platform. And
Mhm.
here's what else that is going on. The platform doesn't want to hear that there's problems with the platform. The
Mhm.
platform doesn't want to hear, Rumble doesn't want to hear that they have a view botting problem. And people could say to the moon is cheese.
Yeah.
There's no view botting going on. There's no view botting going on. Really? Because again, you have shifted. It's almost like at a certain point, our views, our consecutive views,
Mhm.
shifted to somebody else.
Mhm.
And you can say, Mike, you're overreacting. Mike, that's not true. I have empirical data to support it.
Mhm.
I have a
Yeah.
I have a point in time. And there's been other stuff that's come about. And part of it is, you saw a couple of jokers up in the upper, the Free Palestine
Yeah.
morons
Yeah.
in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Part of it is there are folks that don't like Jews, and I'm a Jewish content creator. So,
Right.
The word starts getting around, don't support Next Level Gaming because of Mike.
Right.
There was an actual list that guys like Lumpy Potato and stuff swear up and down is not real. But
Mhm.
yet, I'm on it, and a few other content creators whose viewership has either dropped or they're simply not getting a push, and they're relying on their own current
Merits.
viewership
Yeah.
to go. Those numbers shifted after that came out,
Mhm.
and our numbers started to shift after that came out. And it was a don't support this channel list. There are people, and Rick Rosalia used to follow me, used to follow Silver Fox, used to follow a ton of creators. Anybody who has complained or had a critique about what's going on at Rumble, he's unfollowed. So us,
Mhm.
Fox, a number of people, right? This was the same guy who said, it's my job. He at the very beginning when we came to Rumble,
Mhm.
and he followed me, we talked, he's been in my chat, and when I've talked to him about things, that they have improved,
Mhm.
he literally said, because I have the post to my ex, it is my job to listen to you guys.
Mhm.
That was what he said. And at the time, my response to that was, this is the first platform that somebody who was in a leadership position on that platform has
Mhm.
ever said. Nobody at Twitch has ever said that to anybody. No one at Kick has ever said that to anybody. And YouTube, nobody at YouTube even talks.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
They
true.
don't have
Yeah.
to. They're the big dog.
Yeah.
But here's a guy who went out of his way at the beginning to act like he was supporting all these small creators that came in. And so
Mhm.
we flew that banner. You go back and you watch some of the first, I'd say, year of our
Mhm.
streams, even when we were not getting featured, even when they were, featuring people who were just replaying other people's content, when
Mhm.
they were doing things that they, and leaving us out, we were still flying the banner, right?
Mhm.
Because we were still, in our mind, we were still getting that viewership.
Right.
And then the viewership dropped as, we critiqued the platform for some things they needed to do. One of the things that they are horrible at and continue to be horrible at, which is
Mhm.
why they only have, like, I looked while the intro was going on.
Mhm.
There are more people right now, as we speak,
Mhm.
watching entertainment, and up until now watching conspiracy theories,
That's true.
except for gaming. I think that's
Mhm.
shifted now, and conspiracy theories is like a little bit behind gaming. But
Yeah.
more people are watching entertainment with the picture of the monkey eating popcorn than gaming. And it's almost twice, and it's not twice as much, as about 1.5 times the amount. There
Right.
are more people that watch a single person on Twitch, on YouTube, or on Kick that are watching all of gaming right now. And
Mhm.
that's a problem. But instead of trying to solve that problem, what they're doing is working to push people away.
Mhm.
We have to do, as part of the creator program, 5 hours of premium streams, right?
Yeah. Premium only. Yeah.
So there have been nights, and I want to give a shout out to guys like Sergeant Wilkie, Fragniac, all those guys in the Brap pack
Mhm.
who are amazing guys. amazing gals, great content creators, lots of fun. They've gamed with us. Meisters of Madness is in that group. Some outstanding people. There were 7 of us that were doing a premium stream one evening. 7 of us. I'm doing a premium stream on, I think I was doing Doom the Dark Ages, and they were doing Call of Duty stuff, I think. No, they were doing some Halo stuff, and it was all premium stream.
Right.
So you go to the front page of Rumble, and every premium stream on the front page of Rumble is 2 to 3 days old. Like if you look at it right now, there are multiple people right now that are live streaming premium, and they're getting 16 views, 7 viewers, 5 viewers. One of them doesn't have any right now. Right. Even Glamour X, who has a ton of followers, and by and large, she's a great streamer. To be honest, I've watched her. She came into my chat once or twice. I checked her out. She's fantastic. She's got 13 people watching her premium stream right now. You know why? Because if you look at the front page is somebody who streamed 19 hours ago, 1 day ago, 23 hours ago, and 1 day ago. And how do you get seen when you don't get shown? I've said that from the very beginning. There is an issue with getting seen and discovered in Rumble, and we've brought that up. And instead of people, instead of the Rick Rosalias and the Rumble Marios and Chris Pavlovskis, instead of taking that seriously, what they've done is they've basically just said, well, you know what? Screw you guys. And they've shifted their attention to the people who are still literally, I'm sorry, you guys wanted to smoke, you're getting it, kissing their asses. And so that's who's getting the views. That's who is getting the promotion. That's who's getting the features. And those are the people that are just getting on the front page. I can't remember how long it's been since we've been on the front page of Rumble, even in just the gaming section.
Right.
Even when we've had more viewers than the lower viewers on the front page, we still were not on the front page.
Right.
Because there's something going on that I can't put my finger on. And I can't, other than the fact that we've had some critiques and some complaints, I can't think of another reason or anything we've done. Even when we were making those complaints, we said, and I was clear, I'm talking about this because we love this platform. Yeah. We want this platform to grow.
Right.
But you can't grow if number one, you're just looked at as, for starters, you come to the front page. What is the very large thing on the screen right now? No offense to him, it's Timcast. That is the first thing you see. So if you're a gamer who is not a conservative, or just simply doesn't want to deal in politics, you're not coming to I'm not going to Kick to watch politics. I'm not going to Twitch. Well, I'm not going to Twitch for anything, but I'm not going, right. If I'm a gamer and I want to watch gaming streams and I come to the front page and the first thing I see is Timcast, Glenn Greenwald, and it's all conservative Trump stuff. And to be clear, because I don't want anybody to mistake, I am a diehard 100% MAGA Trump guy, voted 3 times, love the guy. I am laughing my ass off at the amount of left-wing nut jobs that are coming across my X feed right now, because the whining is amazing and it's making me laugh.
Right.
But if I'm a gamer or am I somebody who either does not care or want to deal in politics or is even a little left wing. I go to Rumble. That's what I see.
Mhm.
That's what I see front and center. And
Yeah.
so I don't even scroll down
Mhm.
to go see what's in gaming. And then I go down in gaming, I go down to the category and I'm like, there's only 1,800 people watching gaming and everybody else is watching news,
Mhm.
24/7, and politics. Why
Right.
do I want to come here?
Right.
And that is a big issue. But if you bring these things up, then we had an issue. I have an issue
Mhm.
specifically in the creator program with having to do premium hours, right? And I know a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I actually don't have a single problem with reading ads. In
Mm.
fact, I would read double the ads if I didn't have to stream 5 hours of premium and cut my audience off because they're not promoting me when I premium stream.
Right.
I can't post it on X and say, "Hey guys, come to my premium stream." Only if you're a Rumble Premium subscriber.
Right.
Look, we're going to call balls and strikes here tonight. Dr. Disrespect can't get Rumble Premium streamers now. I challenge you because I've done it. I've challenged you all.
Mhm.
When he is on, with an exception here or there,
Mhm.
watch any stream of Dr. Disrespect on Rumble and then go look at the requisite same stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
He has 1,000 to 1,500 people watching him on YouTube and 10 to 12,000 people watching him on Rumble and 10 to 12,000 people watching him on YouTube.
Yeah. I was about to say you almost got those mixed up.
I did. I almost got it mixed up. That man, and that's what. Oh, okay. Hey, Luke, what's up? I'm sorry, Luke. I have not been watching the chat, and I apologize because
it's okay. I got him up.
no, it's the ad reads are distracting during a stream. But if you do them at the right point, I mean, look, when you're on YouTube, it cuts the whole YouTube stream to throw an ad in the middle.
Mm.
In the middle of something you're doing. At least with doing ad reads on Rumble, and this is one of the nice things I like about it, I can pick when I do the ad read. There have been times when I've had just enough people that I did it right at the end of the stream.
Uh-huh.
That I did it right at the end of the stream. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go real quick, but hang on, guys, and I get the ad read in, right?
Mm.
And that way I'm not, or if I do it, I'm doing it at a point in time of a transition to something else. So on Thursday nights when I do my Antstream Arcade stream, I have a set thing that I do every time. I go through challenges, I go through new games, and then we just do kind of free for all. If I find something I like, I will wait until I'm transitioning between the challenges and the new games, and I'll do the ad in between. And then I'll go back to doing gameplay because I'm not going to stop the gameplay to do an ad. If I'm running Fortnite or Call of Duty, we do it in the lobby. I don't do it in the middle of a match, and I would never do that. And Joe, same way. I don't mind the ad reads. What I mind is being forced to do 5 hours of Rumble Premium. And by the way, one of the things that Chris Pavlovsky needs to do is actually stop talking, because somebody else said something about that, and his answer was, "Well, this platform is not a charity." Well, my man, you forced us to buy Rumble Premium to be in the creator program.
Yeah.
So we paid you to be in this program. And for you to say something like that is insulting. Is it absolutely insulting to the people that are here? at the end of the day, and I want to make this very, very clear, because and with all respect to some of the people that I know and like on Rumble, whenever something like this comes up,
Right.
the answer is, well, you just need to do better. You just need to be better. You just need to work harder.
Yeah.
No, that's not always the case. It's not always the case.
Yeah.
Sometimes the platform does need to help you to at least get shown. You can't be seen if you're not shown. And what's happening is they're running off good content creators. I know of several who have left,
right,
and have gone to places like Twitch, which is a cesspool. I would never go back to Twitch. I tried Twitch for a short time, and they've got actual actual trash people on that platform. I would never stream on Twitch ever again.
Right.
I would never stream on YouTube again. I have my reasons for that Luke knows about.
Okay.
We started multi-streaming on Kick just to see what it's like, but I mean, that it's a similar problem. If you're not shown, you can't be seen. But to fire back at people who have to buy into your system, and buy into your program, is at worst, actually at best, tone deaf, and at worst insulting. And Daramuth, I think you might even agree that at the end of the day, the platform needs the creators more than the creators need the platform. Hey, Bloobs, here's why I say that. Peter and I can walk away from Rumble tomorrow. Right. We haven't, by the way, just so everybody's clear. We haven't walked away from Rumble when others have. Am I pissed about how Rumble has treated us? Yes. Have I walked away from the platform yet? No. Why? Because of people like Big Block, people like Joe, people like Luke, people like you, people like Enemy, who we've grown this community with. I don't need this, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm 52 years old. I have done, and I'm not doing this to pat myself on the back. I'm just using this as a frame of reference for my experience.
Right.
I have been a game journalist for a decade. I have box quotes with my name on it. I'm a relief pitcher in MLB 2K7. I have a whole row of tchotchkes and things that I've gotten from companies. I still have friends in the industry. I have done a ton in the gaming industry. I've spent years going to E3. I have, when Tomonobu Itagaki, who was the Tecmo, he was part of Tecno and Team Ninja. He's the man behind the modern Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive.
Oh wow.
He passed away last week.
Oh yeah. Yep, saw that. Yeah.
I've broken bread with that man. I've talked to him multiple times. Those are the things that I've done. I don't need this. I do this for fun.
Yeah.
But I don't need it. I could walk away from this tomorrow.
Right.
But the problem Rumble has is if I walk away from this tomorrow, then that is less ad revenue for them. That is less content on their platform to generate revenue from advertisers. And maybe they look at us in gaming and say, well, there's only 1,800 people watching gaming, so you guys don't matter to us, which is, I think, a lot of what they're telling us. It amazes me that more creators in the gaming side,
Mhm.
they'd kind of get waxed a little bit by the leadership
Mhm.
and don't understand that all that's doing is just placating them.
Mhm.
They're doing nothing to grow. They tried this gaming on Rumble X account.
Mhm.
You know how many times I had stopped tagging them, because you know how many times I would tag them on every freaking stream
Yeah.
and get nothing. They
Right.
wouldn't read, they wouldn't repost, say anything.
Mhm.
And I noticed that a lot of people don't get reposted by it. And the whole purpose of that account was to grow the gaming community, grow the
Right.
gaming side of Rumble. I honestly believe that Rumble basically works till 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And if you are a late night streamer, you're on your own,
Yeah.
which is crazy because it's 8:42 right now. That is your prime time. People are off work. People are after dinner. That's
Mhm.
on the East Coast. You have a
Mhm.
whole West Coast that's going to start coming up and wanting to watch streams
Yeah.
and wanting to be, to get in chats and stuff like that. And they're not doing it here. So instead of working with us and supporting us to help them spread the word, they've basically gotten me to basically stop talking about Rumble altogether. And when I do talk about Rumble, it's negative.
Right.
And that's a total 180 from what I was doing a simple year ago when
Right.
I was trumpeting this platform and telling people that this is where they need to be. Bloobs knows, because Bloobs and I talk on X a bit about this. Him and
Mhm.
I, are the, he wouldn't want to stream anywhere else. I'm to the point where they have soured me so much that I
Mhm.
don't want to stream anymore, period.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're trying out Kick, but I just don't I don't have. I hate to tell you guys, I've lost that passion.
Mhm.
I didn't stream last night, and you know what? I didn't have this feeling of, oh my god, I missed Sunday night.
Yeah.
I was with my wife. We were hanging out
Yeah.
with my kids.
Yeah.
I had a band practice.
Oh, there. Well,
I
there you go.
and in my but I came home
Right.
and I had no I used to rush home from my temple on Friday nights
Mm.
to come home to get Friday night with Peter and Mike started.
Oh wow.
That's 9:30. I
9:30.
used to leave. I used to leave as soon as I could,
Mhm.
so I could get home. Get it. Now it's like, oh, like again, Friday night. I didn't even. I was like, you know what? I got home. I was tired. I kind of hung out with my wife. Next thing you know, I'm sleeping on the couch, next to her watching TV.
Right.
And I wake up, 11 o'clock, and I'm like, you know what? Eh,
Yeah.
because this whole issue and the way that they have responded to it
Mhm.
has just taken my drive away. That's sad.
Yeah. I can. There's
Hey, Big
a.
Block.
There's a. Oh yeah. Big Black was putting his message there.
Yeah.
No. There's a lot of what you said I can agree with, and I have proof for that. I basically set up for 1 week watching editors pick, and basically throughout the week, but weekends are a bit different, but during the week it's basically politics, regardless of
Mhm.
what would you now obviously to give a point to you earlier, Tim Cass is probably contracted. Same with
Oh, I'm sure.
probably like the rest of the lineup, like Crowder and
Mhm.
Viva Frey and all them. They're probably all contracted, the whole lineup. So to for them to get that editor's pick thing is probably part of the ordeal. Just to kind of give
Agreed.
clarity, just kind of give clarity to things, so it's not just
Yeah.
like unknown.
So let
But
me just real quick.
mm,
Education has
mm,
now overtaken gaming
mm, mm,
in categories. It is now. So let me run this down for you. IRL is
Mhm.
670 viewers. Music is 777.
Right.
Just chatting is 1.02. Republican politics is 1.09.
Mhm.
Gaming is 1.3, so 1300.
Mhm.
Education is 1.68. It's now dropped below education, conspiracies, entertainment, politics, podcast, 24/7, and
Mhm.
news. Tell me how somebody tell me how driving us to want to stop streaming and driving us to other platforms, how is that helping you, Chris? How is that helping you, Rick? How is that
Mhm.
helping you, Mario? If you want to throw all your eggs in the one or two baskets that can get you 1,000 viewers, you know, once every couple days,
Mhm.
great. That if that's how you feel like you want to do, but when you had people who were flying the flag and working, I redid our entire site, our entire look, our overlays. I spent hours upon days upon weeks building new videos, new music, intros, outros, trailers, and they
Mhm.
were all for Rumble. They were for no other platform. I didn't use them on YouTube. I
Right.
wasn't using them on Twitch or Kick. I had nowhere else I wanted to go. This was going to be our home.
Mhm.
And how do you how is that such a problem
Mhm.
that we have to get suppressed to the point to where we get no views?
Uh, well, there's obviously there's a lot to, well, it's all heavy to unpack, but the important part is to know is that I think they've painted themselves in a corner with just the politics stuff because obviously it's bread and butter for them. It's money. Uh,
Yeah,
uh but and that's the problem. It's a catch 22, right? Like you can't get rid of them not doing it completely. Otherwise, they lose that money sense and all this stuff. And that's probably what is powering all this stuff that's going on. Um, but the problem of it is that it creates a confirmation bias loop that so just an example, right? Say you have someone who's heard all these things, right? It's just a politics place or whatever, but has never really been to the site, right? The first thing you see when you come to the site is editor's pick and of course the categories, the categories part. And that's pretty much it. Oh, you get the sidebar stuff, but that's negligible.
right.
But mostly the front page view when someone comes to the website is the editor's pick. And more than not, people will see just the editor's pick. And so from there, they just see the politics part. And so when they hear that stuff, right? Hey, when they hear that stuff and then they see the visualness of it true, then that creates a problem that they themselves have painted them in. And I know they've been trying to push gaming. That's what it is. But the problem of push of the politics and then gaming, the issue of it is that monolith building doesn't really work well. And again, at the end of the day, all platforms are a business. So that's why it's best not to invest in it heavily emotionally because that's an issue right here is you've invested emotionally heavily in it and that has caused this huge rift which to be honest with you, you know what? You're right on points. You're right on points. How can you find somebody if you can't discover like at the end of my pay it forward streams when I've ended the day and all this stuff, I will put the links to the channels that I've visited. And guess what? Many of those people would most likely not get discovered if not I stopping by and saying hello. And most of the time, some people are not streamers. They are edited video content. They're not going to get discovered. I can't discover them because they're not live because that's what I do with the pay it forward stream. The point of the matter is, though, is that The issue stands is that they've painted themselves in a corner, and while they can hype themselves up, and they've had other people hype themselves up, the issue stands. The issue stands that how and the whole and I know the perplexity thing was happening and all that stuff, but that's really not solving the true issue. That's a partial answer, but it's not a full answer. And the problem of it is they have not solved the front of the house problem. And the front house of the problem is editors pick on a majority scale, a little around 65%, showing politics. And that's not gonna work when you're trying to go up against other platforms. Sure, someone's gonna say, well, they don't have enough people, they don't have enough money, and that is true. They have around maybe less than 140 people working for the platform. But the issue, like you just stated earlier, is their CEO talks big and is not realistic. Now, obviously, the whole thing with the AWS stuff has been talked about, whatnot, but the problem of it is I've always been like, they need a spokesperson other than the CEO, because obviously the CEO represents the company, but even that's not going well. They need a spokesperson. And the issue of it is they don't have a spokesman because they have either Rick or they have Mario. Mario mostly does less than what Rick does, but the problem of it is Mario has a personality issue from my point of view. Yeah, I know, I saw that too. So yeah, funny with that. Big Block says there's a correct apology. While we have some effect against the sides of the game community, I won't see gaming content in Blue Sky. Others won't see that. The issue of it is that Rumble puts it that way. It's not there by accident. The whole politics and all this stuff, the game, it's there by
Right.
purpose. And the purpose is that they're relying on their community to build the platform. The whole thing with platforms is they rely on a symbiosis, and that symbiosis is creators and viewers and a platform. If you have too many of the one, your platform is not going to do well. And this goes for all platforms, right? If you don't have enough viewers, if you don't have enough creators, the platform is not going to do well. And the issue Rumble has is that it is at that point where I think they are kind of struggling. They're just not saying it outwardly. And for them to do any updates that are basic functionalities, which most people would want, are more or less in the back end. And again, communication is a huger issue with them as well because they don't really know how to communicate well. They just don't. I mean, well, again, did we get communication about the 5 ad read thing before it came out? No, not at all. And there are many people who said it shouldn't be mandatory, but the issue still stands is that they don't know how to communicate well. The CEO kind of being the CEO he is. And what communication? Yeah, exactly. What communication? Like you must say everything right, even well. And this doesn't just go for the admin too. It goes for other content creators as well. You do have some people who say, like you also said before, work harder. Rumble doesn't owe you anything, and all this stuff. And that's bullcrap. Especially if someone's bringing up a genuine, good faith issue.
And if they are paying for your service. That's the thing that I think people have to understand is if we were just in the let me put it this way. I would have much less of a leg to stand on if I was in the creator program, and because I was accepted into the creator program, we had Rumble Premium as part of that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have no issue with the Rumble Premium streams, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for the CEO of Rumble and others to make those comments while requiring the people to pay to get into your creator program is tone, like I said, at best it's tone deaf. And I do want to clarify something too.
Sure.
YouTube is not all gaming. We know that. Of course, YouTube is probably more videos than anything else, right? Edited
video content.
Edited video content. That's what YouTube is really known for.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why Rumble does lean on the political side of things. I'm not suggesting they don't. If you remember, The whole genesis of Rumble was for a place for conservative voices that got kicked off of YouTube during the Biden administration and all of that censorship, that this was a place for them to come where they could be heard. That's why Dan Bongino was here. That's why Steven Crowder came here. That's why Tim Cast is here. I'm not suggesting that is a problem. What I'm suggesting is that when you are telling people, when you are making those combative statements to people on a fledgling side of your platform, you're not doing anything to grow it. Like I will say this. I saw the guy who runs Rasmussen Reports give a comparison of his YouTube revenue versus his Rumble revenue. And again, Chris took that personally and lashed back out at him.
The Rasmussen. Isn't that how you say it?
Rasmussen.
Rasmussen. Okay, yeah. I thought you said Rasputin for there a second.
No, Rasmussen is Mark. I forgot his last name. Mark. I forgot his last name. It was Rasmussen Reports. And instead of he didn't say anything bad about Rumble. He just said, "This is what I make on YouTube. This is what I make it on Rumble." He's pointing out an issue that Rumble needs to resolve, but instead of understanding that, his response was, well, we're up against YouTube. YouTube's the big monster. Yeah. And oh, by the way, I don't see you, I don't see you advertising or sharing links and whatnot anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, that is a tone deaf response to a major creator.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't me complaining.
Well, first off, there needs to be a distinction between complaints and issues, because I think a lot of people put people who complain about things as just complaints, when really some people have issues that are reasonable issues to bring up. There shouldn't be this dichotomy of there shouldn't be this. You're right. There shouldn't be this dichotomy of telling someone, "Hey, you should. It's not Rumble's. You know what? Stop complaining. Work harder. Do all this stuff." And all this. The point is that when someone brings up a complaint of like, now there have been some people like your UI sucks or whatever, and that's kind of like, okay, what about the UI sucks? There's people that just give vague answers and they're really not. So those are the kind of people I'm like, okay. But when you have people bringing up real legitimate issues and they're being told, work harder, Rumble doesn't owe anything, stay in your lane, it is tone deaf. And in fact, it's much more than tone deaf. It's idiotic. It's pathetic. It's
insulting.
It's insulting, and it shows them they're not listening. You see, the big point of also why I do this too is to learn how to. Is that okay? I said that wrong. It's to better. It's to better. It's to better learn. It's to better to learn how to listen. Come on, say it. Say it. It's how to better listen. Okay, something like that. I don't know.
How to listen. How to listen better.
How to listen better. Thank you. Chapter 1. But refocus. That's insulting. Well, I can get that, but again, there shouldn't be an assumption on either side, though. That's the whole point. Is neither side should be an assumption, and that's what's happening. But again, it's not just one platform, though.
So that's okay. I want to, Joe. I want to address that.
Okay.
That's not who we're talking about,
Mhm.
right? I was one of those guys. I was the happy with Rumble guy. I was you know that, Joe, because I met you some time ago. I, I absolutely was carrying that flag. That doesn't make you an ass kisser. The ass kissers are the ones that, if you have a legitimate complaint,
Yeah.
they're the ones that jump up to tell you that you're wrong
Mhm.
and that the platform is the best and it's you that's the problem. Because they're trying to get, and they're tagging people at Rumble so that they get their little pat on the head and then feature.
Mhm.
That's
Feature.
who I'm talking about. That's who we're talking about. I know you're happy with Rumble, Joe. I don't consider you an ass kisser at all. Those are not the people, that I consider ass kissers. Um, you know, there are. Hey, Bart. I mean, we've been so. I'm just to tell you guys straight up. I've been considering just hanging it up. Just hanging it up. Like I
Mhm.
said earlier, Daramuth, I'm 52 years old.
Yeah.
I've been around the gaming world for a very long time.
Yeah.
I do this for community.
Mhm.
I've done this for building a community. That's why we have the NLG family. It's not, I always say this.
Mhm.
Peter and I always mean it,
Mhm.
is that our channel doesn't have followers, we don't have fans, we don't have viewers, we don't have chatters. We have our gaming family, and that is something that I have taken seriously. It's why I don't do it as much anymore. But to a lot of people, brother Joe, brother Peter, brother Daramuth, sister Nellie, these are people that I consider my gaming family, because at the end of the day, Joe and I and Peter will play Fortnite. Nellie and I and Peter and Joe will play Call of Duty.
Mhm.
Wilkie and those guys will come in and play games with us. It's not about people just coming and watching our streams. It's been about building our community. But I
Mhm.
can do that. I could do that in our Discord. I don't that and some of what's going on with this platform has discouraged me.
Mhm.
It has it's the word I'm looking for. There's another word I'm looking for.
Well,
Um
placate. It
no, not
has
placate. Sort of beating me down a little bit.
yeah.
I'm trying to
Discouraged.
discouraged is,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a stronger word I'm looking for and I can't think of it. But
Pissed you off.
well, no. And then the response, it's not the response is what has pissed me off.
Right.
That's what has pissed me off.
Yeah.
The response, and not just the response to me, because there actually hasn't been an actual response to me. There's just been, well, we're just not going to show you anymore. We're not going to put you in a place to be seen anymore. That's what they've just silently done to me. They've taken my 40 to 50 viewers, which, again, if you want to say, oh, there's no view botters, somebody needs to make that explanation to me in real world terms, how we went from 40 to 50 people watching a night consecutively in a very quick instant to 5.
Mhm.
That doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. So that is what has sucked the life out of me, is
Yeah.
the fact that I have put time, like, and don't, please, what I'm about to say, do not take this in any way, because this should actually tell you what I think of you.
Right.
I've left my wife upstairs
Yeah.
to come down here to be on with you.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I have put a significant amount of my lifetime
Yeah.
into streaming on this platform.
Yeah.
Coming from YouTube. And when I got here, I
Mhm.
was re-energized. You could hear me say that over and over and over and over on streams.
Right.
Re-energized.
Yeah.
We are going to take over the world, and that's what's going to happen.
Mhm.
And now I'm sitting here telling you that I am considering wrapping it all up because what am I doing it for? I
Yeah.
can build it. We can build a gaming community on Discord
Yeah.
and game with each other and talk to each other without the streaming. Why am I doing this now when the platform has shown me that we do not mean anything to them, matter to them, and we are persona non grata? When Rick Rosalia unfollowed me,
Yeah.
I don't care that he unfollowed a bunch of other people. There was no reason to unfollow me. I still, even in critiquing and having legitimate complaints, was still flying the banner.
Right.
But he showed me that they don't care. And it's reflected whether anybody likes it or not.
Uh-huh.
It is reflected in the fact that there's 1,200 people watching gaming right now total.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
The back from that's good because he kind of needs to. That should have been from the get-go. Rick should only be well, yeah, I think that kind of be two, but I think he and Mario needed to step back from everything.
But he should have said something.
That-
Mario hasn't, by the way, Mario hasn't stepped back, and neither has Chris. The only person who stepped back is Rick. And when he did it, he didn't say anything to anybody. Which is because I wasn't even the first one. I didn't even know about it until Silver Fox said something. And then I went and looked on my followers list, and I'm like, well, shit, he unfollowed me too.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
So if you come out after you've been following people, telling them my job is to listen to you. This is my job. And you just unfollow people. And you don't say, hey, some of you I've been following, don't take it personally. I have to step back, and that means I'm going to have to be more, right? But even at that, that doesn't make any sense to just start unfollowing people just because you have to step back. I step back, and I haven't unfollowed a ton of people.
Well, the first thing is that I've already been blocked by Mario, so that's not a concern I have to worry about anymore. But
What
that's
the
just
fuck?
yeah. Well, he has a personality issue, and I just
Well,
yeah,
there is that too.
yeah. He has. Well, I'm just gonna be honest. Rumble Mario has a personality issue where he has stepped in himself so many times with controversies that being head of not development, being head of operations, which support is underneath him, his responses to many of things has left the desire of actually. Yes, he did block me. His responses left the desire of someone who's very defensive of the platform and doesn't listen much unless it's in a common courteous word to him and all that stuff. Same personality that Chris Pavlovsky is, and I can see why he hired Mario. But the point of the matter is, though, is that that's why I go with fact, data, and all that stuff. That's why I do my Rumble Square. That's why I do the questions once, because they can dismiss you at any point because you don't have anything to back you up. You can be anecdotal, which many are, but I can say, look, I've watched your front page for a week, and I know for a fact your front page has more politics through the whole week than it does at any point in time, and you're expecting people to come to your platform and get proven right about it being a political platform. Like I can say that. I have the data to back me up, and yet anyone else is gonna like, oh no. They're growing. They're growing. They're small. Yes, they are. But the problem of it is that they're in competition with other platforms that are going to keep them small because they aren't innovating beyond the scope they can innovate. Right now, they do have a lot of things working against them. I can agree with that. But the issue still stands is they talk big, but aren't. They're not. Let me put it this way. Chris Blavatsky is not Donald Trump. He never will be. He does not know the art of the deal. He's gotten deals with other places like what was it, Ecuador or something like that, or the Dolphins, whatever. But it's not enough to placate what is still issues on basic functionality for the platform. And that is still, I can count when I started doing this thing, the Rumble Squared stuff data back earlier this year. You know what the things back then were still issues? Content discovery and platform stability. Do you know what now are still issues with the platform? Content discovery and platform stability.
Yep.
So tell me how you can be such great big guys. You'll preach yourself as such, but yet your words don't match the reality of what it is. And it's and to be honest, they probably can't because they just don't have what is necessary to compete on that level. You talk to someone like not Levistro, and he's like, they're losing MAUs like over year. And if you're doing that, and yet again, you say, come to our platform, we're for everyone. And yet the first thing people see is your editor's pick. And the first thing that people see on the editor's pick is politics. And what does that do? It creates a confirmation bias loop. If you don't know what confirmation bias is, I suggest you look up a dictionary. The point of the matter is that Rumble has put themselves in a corner where yes, can work with Perplexity. Yes, they can work with all these different tech companies. But if their front of the house is not fixed,
Sorry,
then
can you put Luke's thing up?
oh, no, we should instead of Marty. Well, he would have been taller. He would have been taller.
That's my brother Luke right there. That man, I love that. I love you, Luke. That is probably the best. I'm sorry, no offense to anybody else. That could possibly be the best comment that I made.
And it's the Italians. Now we're gonna laugh at the Italians, and I've spoken to an Italian too. No, and I'm like you. I want to see the platform succeed. I want to see it get better. That's why I post instead of just talking about it like you see many do X
Yeah,
Spaces or roundtable streams. I actually post data to show, hey, your feedback is
you
important,
have.
and
Yes, you have.
I'm showing that. I mean, they
And
there was talk of where Pudge was looking at being the social media thing for Rumble, but then he got pulled over to Pickaxe to be there. So you lost the ability to have someone who could have helped make your platform better. You have a lot of people doing tech stuff who want to help make your platform better, and yet the API is just low end. Again, we have all these. Yes, there's a lot of different things to complain on. I've always been the way of I will praise Rumble when it does well, and I will admonish Rumble when it does poorly. And the problem of it stands is that one, their communication suffers. Their
it
communication
does.
suffers. It's simple as that. Their communication suffers. Two, their admin has a personality issue. Not all of them, but some of them. Three, their CEO seems to not get what, or at least does not communicate very well in a sense of that those posts you've seen, right? Those posts you've seen of like the Rasmussen and I think the Joe Pags one. Remember when the Joe Pags one happened
I
a while
remember the
back?
Joe Pags one. I think that was the "We're Not a Charity."
No, the We're Not a Charity one actually started when the 5 ad reads came out, and he was responding to Tim the
Oh, right,
Toolman.
right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
and
right.
he
You're right.
said Rumble's not a charity, so the whole creator camp. Actually, it's not even a creator program; it's a tester program because you're testing their products and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So it's not a creator program; it's a tester program, and you're getting paid for testing the product, which I mean
Well,
is great. Yeah,
yes and no.
yeah,
You're paying to get into the test program. Again,
yeah,
you have to pay for Rumble Premium
yeah.
to be in the program.
Mhm. And while Joe is right, you if you are in the creator program, you can get more than what you put in. The issue stands though is if you
Mhm.
don't meet the requirements, then it doesn't matter. Like you with the ad reads, right? You need to meet a certain requirement of viewership in order to read an ad. And if you don't,
I
if
can't
if
get
no
it.
one if no one raids you, right? If no one would ever, and they don't count views from other platforms. You can just go to Rumble Studio right now. You'll be able to see we don't count views from Twitch. We don't count views from YouTube. We only count views from Rumble. So what does that leave people? If one person is in the creator program and can't get 10 people for one ad read, and if they get one ad read, how will they get the next?
Right.
The point of the matter is discoverability in the platform is a joke. It really is. And
And it makes it so that you can't, like, again, it's been over a week, almost 2, and I have not been able to do an ad read. I have 2 left to go.
Mhm.
And there's a decent chance I won't. First off, there's a decent chance I won't be able to do that. There's also a decent chance we're not going to get our watch hours because we can't get over 5 people to watch because nobody knows we're on. Like, and then there's other weird stuff going on right now. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this.
Mhm.
According to Rumble, there's only one person watching this stream, and yet there's at least 4 people chatting.
I think they maybe have experienced. I thought it was. I think it may be DDoS, but I may be wrong. But again, platform stability still an
Platform
issue.
stability.
Still an issue, and they want people
Yeah.
to come to this platform and celebrate high up. Well, great, sure, okay, but I almost feel like to a certain point it needs to be like Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. Show me the money. No, show me the updates. Don't talk about the wallet. Show me what the wallet's going to look like. Tell me how it's going to work. Show me.
Yeah.
Don't talk about shorts because we know shorts aren't going to come out this year. Show
No,
me.
and that's not gonna save them either.
No, because if there's no discoverability, shorts are just as useless as edited video content. The only way you can get really discovered is by streams. The only way you can get any payment whatsoever is streams. You can't get someone to join you monthly by just going to your homepage. Again, it all seems like we aren't in the meetings, so we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's here, there, or whatever, and that's understandable. But the outside point of the matter is that the needs of the people who use the platform are not being met unless they are the ones who are contracted or otherwise by the
Mm-hmm.
platform. And of course, there are other people too who aren't contracted by the platform but are really gung ho hyper. But the problem of it is that's not everyone. And again, that comes back to listening. Comes back to the listening part, not the dismissing part, which many do. It's the listening. And a
Yeah,
lot of people. Oh, go ahead.
I'd say Dual Helix says I've seen a ton of fake numbers boosting, never seen any fake numbers demoting. It's not. It's weird. It's like the fake number boosting has just moved to somebody else to boost. I'm just saying. It's like, do you believe your eyes, or do you believe what somebody else tells you should be seeing? You know,
They're not perfect. They're not perfect people either, but it doesn't mean I have to believe them right off the bat. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so where are the promises? Where are the promises you make and isn't really helping people? Again, a platform is a symbiosis between its creators and viewers. And if there's too much of one side, then it doesn't matter because there won't be enough. If there's too many creators, there's not enough viewers. If there's too many viewers and not enough creators, well, guess what? That's just well, I mean that might be
that's a
better
better
than
problem. That's a better problem to have, because then you have no choice but to be discovered.
right.
But
Well,
what happens when you have creators with no
no viewers.
so with no viewers?
Yeah.
So look at it this way, right? You assemble a team of athletes, and you spend money to get some of the big names, and you put them in an arena, and only 200 people watch every game. What does that do? What does that do for you? Nothing. And I'll be the first to say I said it when they did it, that the Dr. Disrespect signing was a mistake.
Yeah, that didn't really go far, did it?
It didn't. And the reason is that they could not have picked. Let me say this carefully. They could not have picked a worse person to bring over given the baggage he had. Whether or not you believe it, whether or not you believe he did what he did, the fact he had baggage. Hey, brother Joe, you are one of the real ones, and I was very kind to you from the get-go because that's what I think of you. That's what you show, right? I tend to only try to associate myself with good people. You are good people, and I appreciate that. And you know, I love you too. And look, man. You see, I don't know, you're a PC gamer, but you open up the Xbox app on your PC, you see you see a party with me and Peter in it. You're welcome anytime. Dude, you ever want to play Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever? My brother, you are always welcome. Always, 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 always. So,
Cool.
just know that.
There you go.
So,
His answer back to you.
So, thanks, Joe, and I might take you up on that.
But before we continue further, it is quite past it. But
yeah. and I do have to. I actually do have a retro stream to do soon.
Okay,
probably about 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go up and hang out with my wife for a little bit longer. Come back down. I got to figure out. Last Monday, I started playing Brothers in Arms with all the Battlefield 6 and the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta stuff.
Yeah,
I decided to go back for my Monday Night Retro and go old school because for me, I know everybody loves the modern FPS, but I'm an old World War II guy. Call of Duty World War II, Medal of Honor.
Yeah, Medal of Honor.
And there's a special place in my heart for Brothers in Arms because I'll tell this story real quick. I told it on the stream last week. The first time that I saw Brothers in Arms was at E3. It was 2002, and they brought in for their consultant. They brought in a man, retired General John Antal, who meticulously worked the battlefield maps and things like that. And I got to meet that guy at E3. He gave, we went behind closed doors. He gave us a rundown of what his role was in creating the battlefields for that game, the meticulousness of his detail, and generally how that game would play. And being that I'm a World War II shooter guy, I really took to that game. We went back next year, and the guy who was with me at the time, his name is Sean Foster. He was one of my writers. This was when Next Level Gaming was a website. We went back the next year, and they had the second game. So the first game was Road to Hill 30. The second game was Earned in Blood. The second year, they were putting out the second game, and we went up to the booth, to the Ubisoft booth, and Colonel Antal caught us out of the corner of his eye, walked over, and said, "Hey, Mike. Hey, Sean. It's good to see you again." The dude remembered us from the previous year, and then we started talking, and we got a chance to see Earned in Blood, but then we just started talking, and we sat down because there's always places in those booths to go sit and have, they're always giving away drinks and stuff like that. So sat down and just talked to him. and talk to him about military stuff and his background and the things he's seen, and to the point where I almost missed my next meeting because we were just enthralled. And because of that, the Brothers in Arms game series just holds such a place in my heart. So I started playing it last week, and I'm probably going to keep that going tonight.
Nice.
So, but just to finish up real quick on the Dr. Disrespect thing.
Sure.
He was the wrong person to bring in, given his baggage, and the fact that they did not lock him down. The fact that they were going, and I think it's because they probably didn't realize they were only looking at Twitch, right? Twitch kicked him off the platform, and he said he wasn't going to go to Kick. What they didn't count on when they brought him in and didn't make him exclusive to the platform was they didn't count on YouTube remonetizing him. And the minute YouTube remonetized him, it was all over. And unless they give him an ungodly amount of money at the expense, again, of the rest of us, and investing in the small creators that were bringing them to the dance, unless they give him an ungodly amount of money, I guarantee when his contract's up, that dude's gone. Just like Rice Gum, just like Sneeko, just like all these other guys that they bring in. Like Rice Gum a year and a half ago, maybe a year and a half ago, because we've been around 2 years. A year and a half ago, Rice Gum was the big dude. He was the one. He was the one on the top editor's pick spot. He had 1,000 people watching. We would go, holy crap, that dude's got 1,000 people watching him right now, and it was like a legitimate 1,000 people. His chat scrolled like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
One day, he was just gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well,
he was just gone.
I should make the distinction that the contract they had versus Doc is that Doc has an equity contract, at least from what I've heard, which means he has a stake in earning from the company, I believe is what the equity is.
But I also believe that was based on performance, and he's not performing.
Well,
and
yeah,
he's not performing because nobody from YouTube wants to come over here for a lot of the reasons that you talked about and I talked about.
Yeah,
they don't want to come here.
Yeah.
Not just tech issues. Some of them don't want the political shit.
Yeah.
So they don't come here. They're not going to buy Rumble Premium, no matter how many cutesy videos. In fact, when's the last Rumble Premium marketing video he made? He used to put those up all the time. I haven't seen one in a while.
Never sure.
I haven't seen one in a while.
No, so, I don't know, and I don't really.
Great question, Helix.
Well, yeah, and I don't know either because I've never promoted the paying who's manning the faucet. Well, somebody is, otherwise it's not going to last very long.
I'm enjoying you. By the way, Dork, I am enjoying.
It's my chat bot. I've only been getting presets, so it's in.
See, that's how much I'm enjoying him.
Well, he's in the style of Trump. So just read that in Trump's voice, and
I am reading it in Trump speak. So, but yeah. So let me wrap so I can.
Yeah. Let's here's your link. So why don't you go ahead and promote your stuff, and I'll go from there.
We are the original Next Level Gaming. It's myself, Peter Hutink, HTK360. I don't know what to say. We're a gaming channel that just is all about the community. We have a variety of different pieces of content styles on our channel. Like tonight, like in about a half hour ish, you're gonna see retro. We're gonna do some OG Xbox. I'm gonna get back to Brothers in Arms. Tomorrow night, Peter and I are gonna be playing Jump Space some more, and we're gonna be doing our. It's not patent pending because I do know other people I'm sure have used this, but
Mm.
we're one of the few channels that every week, actually, we're one of the only channels that every week dual gameplay. My
Ooh.
gameplay, Peter's gameplay. We're on the same stream. So you get to see both of us through the magic of technology. You get to
Ooh.
see both of us. Peter does a Wednesday stream.
Right.
I am one of the only Ant Stream arcade partners on Rumble. So we do a Thursday night at the arcade stream, which is another retro style stream. And then Friday night's our community night when people, Joe and I and Peter, or Nelly and Joe and I and Peter, or Galaxy Red night, where people come in and game with us. And then I try to do a Sunday stream as well. So Luke says, I miss your panels, Mike. They were always great. And I'll tell you what happened with that real quick, and then I really do have to go.
Yeah.
What happened with that was, after a while, you can only talk about so much in the gaming industry, right?
Yeah.
And we got tired of trying to dig for news and dig for we weren't. I'm an old game journalist, so I don't deal in rumors and innuendo and crap like that, right? I want to talk about what's actually happening. And so we got to a point to where we were saying, we're running out of shit to talk about, and we don't want to force it. So why don't we just make Tuesday night another gaming night? And if something is going on, like tomorrow night, we are going to start off by talking about the new Intellivision Sprint by Atari. Being an old Intellivision guy,
Nice.
Atari bringing out a new Intellivision that actually can use ROMs and use my old overlays is big news. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to get into some gaming.
Nice.
So
there you go. And of course his links are there. They'll be on both on the Rumble
Thank
and
you.
YouTube side because I streamed to both. But yeah, you're I've always stated this even to every my guests. You're always welcome to come back there, Mike, and all that stuff because
I like coming here. I like coming and talking to you. And thank you for. I mean, you knew what was coming tonight, and you still let me on, and I appreciate it.
Sometimes again that's the hearing art part. It's just like it's not the thing of what is done of like, okay, we hear your thing and let's hear about it. It's more of just like, no, the platform's really doing great, all this stuff, I know they're trying to reach blah blah blah. The point of it is that there's still issues that are not being met, and whether it's a coding stuff or whatever, there's really not a conversation, a discussion happening. And sure, you can say Rumble doesn't owe you anything, but then that's a two-way street. This is a two-way
Right.
street here. No creator, whoever comes to this platform owes, well, it's to any platform. No creator who goes to the platform owes that platform anything.
No.
No, neither viewers. So to say that sort of thing is kind of jilted because it's a two-way street. There is no one-way street with this. This is a two-way street. The issue of it stands is that they also want to set themselves apart, but while also competing against big dogs. And yeah, sure, they're not going to be able to do that for quite some time. But when you're coming out and telling your people the tone deaf stuff like, well, we're not as big as YouTube or it's not a charity. Well, of course you're not a charity. But then again, neither of the people coming to your platform are a charity either. It's a symbiosis. Your platform is not up to par to where it can effectively, remember that word, effectively compete with other platforms out there. This isn't about having the newest best thing. It's about having basic functionalities that platforms have already gotten done and taken care of. Yes, you're building from the ground up and you're putting in your own way or whatever, but the issue still stands. You have people who want to come to this platform. You want people who are here at this platform supporting it. And yet, time after time, the basic functionalities are missing. And it can't keep it getting brought up and then just pushed aside. No, we get there's something nice additives been added, but the next thing is, okay, how about getting the streaming thing done? Well, that might be a little harder because of all the costs and stuff that come with it, right? Because again, YouTube, Google is global and Rumble is not. They just opened back up to France. They just opened up back to France through legal thing. So we'll see how that goes. But again, Rumble is a platform we want to see grow, but when they start being tone deaf with their answers, when you have other content creators who, to some degree, mean well, but they aren't listening, and they are really just giving, and there are creators who try to help and all this stuff, But when you have content creators who aren't listening to the people who are bringing up very good faith issues, and they're like, no, you got to do this. If I have to work twice as hard to be on this platform, I'll just go to the platform that's not going to be as twice as hard to work on. It's just that simple. Rumble requires you to work twice as hard to be on the platform, and also requires you twice as hard to promote the platform because of all the stigma around it and all this stuff. And the stigma relates to their tech side too, because people who work for Rumble are usually blacklisted by the tech industry. That's how that goes. But before I
Right.
bore you, but I'm not going to bore you more with that because
No.
stop carrying rear ends, Bart. Oh, okay. Don't do that. But anyway, here's my link as well. You can go there. You find my Twitter. Oh yeah. Oh, of course I got to do the thing. Whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side, does hold on. I gotta get that off. Whether you're on the Rumble side, the YouTube side, doesn't matter what side you're on. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leave a comment, or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated, because not only does it help being seen more, but it also helps in having other people on, like Mike, like Tom B, like so many other people. I've had Panda sub on before, like so many others. At the end of the day, I've had on over 270 various guests, and the road still climbs. So there's that. And any help is much appreciated, of course. Like I just, where is it at? Where is it at? I just had it. There we go. And like I said earlier, that's my link. It leads to my Twitter X, my email, a link to Discord, but mostly just for DMing. I don't have a server. I only have so much mental bandwidth, so I'm not really gonna spend time with that. And of course, I am part of. I am in the creator program, but I don't do the things for it. So there's that. But I do. I am promoting. I am part of Proton's partner program.
Nice.
And so what that is if you've never heard of Proton, they have Proton Mail, Proton Drive, Proton Pass, Proton VPN. Proton Mail and Proton Pass, no, Proton Mail and Proton VPN are free to use, but you get more out of this plan. It's called the Proton Unlimited plan, which I promote and encompasses all four of those things I just mentioned. Again, the link is right there. You can check it out for yourself to see what else they offer. But at the end of the day, I don't do this for money. I do this for the benefit of. I know you'll probably see a lot of content creators out there. They sell stuff, hats, all that stuff. But I really am just trying to promote a benefit, because you hear out there of companies getting hacked and all that stuff, and all that stuff is getting leaked out. Well, Proton is great for privacy and whatnot. It's not 100%. Nothing on the internet is 100% and all this stuff. Oh, look, there he is. There's your
How does Mike have to run before questions from the
hey,
what's up, Peter?
We'll get through those quickly, and thank you, Big Black. But again, at the end of the day, I am part of it, and you can go to that link. You can see what else they're up to, and all that stuff. And again, if you don't want to, that's fine. At the end of the day, it's about promoting a benefit. It's not trying to get a payday, because I believe in what they do. I use it myself every day, and it comes quite handy. But at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to. And it's an option, at least for later on. So there you go. But yes, we will go through those real quickly. Let me get that written down, because I don't want to keep you too much longer. All right, so there's right there. So that's 3 questions. So that gives you 5 total. So we're going to do this lightning round. Everyone,
bring it on.
Lightning round. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. Well, I'm not very tall, so there's that. But this is going to be called lightning round questions from a hat. You already know what the questions from a hat is. We're going to get it done real quickly. First question right here. Let's see what it says. Oh, there you go, Janet from another planet. Hey, Janet. You just got $1 million, tax free. What's the first thing you do?
Ooh. Pay our house off.
Not bad. I think a lot of people would in that regard. But no, that's not bad. It's not bad. And if you have any left, just invest that,
True. But yeah, pay the house off first.
Yeah, pay off your debts. Always pay off your debts off.
Yep.
I don't know. Are you a bit of a drinker or no? Oh, okay, Big Black. Do you really? I know, but he's gonna. He's got. He's
trying to delay Monday Night Retro.
Yeah. Well, he has to get going. He's gonna leave regardless. So I'd rather
really want to be known to be done quickly. Like, see,
He's trying to call you out. Don't let him call you out like that.
Oh my god! If this was YouTube, that would get clipped.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, this question is, and that's 6 questions altogether. If your content looks like the content, yeah, I guess they figured that out. If your content were a cocktail, what would it be called, and what are its ingredients? What would you? Just basically, what would you call it? Since you're, if your content were a cocktail, what would you call it?
Damn, I don't know a whole lot of cocktails. I
But
guess it would be an old fashioned.
You don't have to. Well, you could just made one up. I would have been fine with that too. But we'll go with that old fashioned. That's pretty.
I know what an old fashioned is. I've watched Bar Rescue.
Absent and Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It could be it could be the retro old fashioned. That way, because
right.
you get the retro games. All right. Question number 3 right here. Since we got 6 total, let's see. What's your favorite day of the week?
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays. Ooh. Why is that?
Because no matter what's going on, no matter how busy I am, no matter what we're doing, that's my night. That's my night to hang with Peter.
There you go. That's pretty. Now that is pretty awesome. All right. That's question number 4. What is your favorite? No. This is no. You don't get the. We'll do that after the. Well, do you want to answer that? That's up to you.
I don't.
I have my highest level is 30 big blocks. So
He's trying to get me in trouble with my wife, is what he's trying to do at this point.
well, then I'm gonna have to pull an executive and we're gonna make that the last one. Because I'm not gonna keep him longer than it needs to be.
Ask me your questions. I am not bridge keeper. I am not afraid.
Haha. Yes. A lot. Let's do that. It's the beautiful answer. Okay, there you go.
That is not anything that I haven't said. That's not because Peter's in the room. Is nothing that I haven't actually said out loud other places.
Okay. Question number that makes 7 questions total. 3. This is question number 4.
My wife likes. All right, hold on. I gotta ask her. So my wife likes stuff from Bed Bath and Beyond. So she gets lotions and things like that.
Oh, nice. Oh, good Lord. Come on. I'm not going to say no, but man, this is getting crazy. You think you're trick? No, I'm not going to trick you at all. In fact,
all right, this is a slow lightning round.
I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. He's the one who keeps doing it. All right, question number 4. I think it's question number 4. Yes, question number 4. If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it?
Flight.
You would use it to fly. Okay. Number 4. Number 5. Let's go to number 5 because we got 8 now. Here's question number 5 right there. Lightning round turn to turtle time. Hey, blame big block, okay? I'm trying here, all right? Quick grip them balls. All right, here you go. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Too hot.
Too hot. Well, the ladies say
hate the cold.
The ladies would agree with that. But anyway.
Hot damn.
On to number 6. Here you go. Here's number 6 right there. See, I'm getting there. Okay, guys. Let's see if I can unfold it from all the post-it note stickiness. That's the one thing that's a problem. Anyway, do you prefer to shop online or in store?
Online.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more to go. Okay, here we go. Question number 7.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. Yeah, I've heard that one. Do you prefer the beach or the mountains?
The mountains.
Really?
Yes.
You said you wanted to be too hot, but then you prefer the mountains, which can be cold.
I can warm up easier than I cool down.
There you go. Well, it was a marathon version of, hey, you know what? He has to get going, all right? I'm just trying to get done so he can get out of here, okay? The man wants to spend time with his wife. Is that such a wrong thing?
All of what's going to be 10 minutes.
Yeah, is that such a wrong thing? Can you not let the man spend time with his wife? Are you guys so pitiful? You'll have to take that time away from him, and he'll get slapped by his wife because he couldn't spend it with her. Come on. It's been like 84 years. Well, you're about to get the last one, okay? I count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, last one. This is question number 8 right here because that's all been paid for. For you, what does a perfect vacation look like?
Ooh, damn. Honestly, my perfect vacation is an Amish country.
Oh, really? Why is that?
It's quiet. There's a certain some of my best vacationing with my family has been in Amish country.
Really? When was the last time you went?
I mean, it's been some time because we do like traveling here and there, but it just it's just peaceful. It's calm.
Does that mean
And
you
it
guys?
feels like a vacation.
Yeah. Do you? Yeah. Look at that. Day hikes on school. Like I'm guessing you guys do camping too, or no?
No, my wife does not camp. Now, remember, I'm a scout leader. My kids are scouts.
Yeah.
Camping is what we do. But no,
Yeah.
my wife does not camp.
She said no, and she wants to stay with technology.
She camps in a hotel room.
We call that luxurious camping. Dilo Helix said I'd be banned when they find my solar power generator. Hey, you know what? Don't let them find out, okay? Because they're monsters. But anyway, that is the end of it. And of course, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming on. Of course, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be having on Queen Comics' wife.
Sweet.
Yeah, married to Comics Dad, who I've had on before a few times. But yeah, she'll be on tomorrow, so that'll be nice. But again, guys, remember, even though this was a little having the Rumble side, the point of the matter is to show that we want Rumble to get better, but we see the chinks in the armor, and it's not looking good from our end, and it does feel like at times they aren't. Well, there may be times they are listening, but the conversation and communication is a bit dull-sided. And so we're left wondering what's going on. And
Well, it's not that they're not, it's not that they're not listening, is that they're not responding correctly.
They don't know how to respond well at times. They don't know how to respond well, and that's where you see the tone deaf stuff.
Well, they don't understand the problems. I'm gonna put it down.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
that is the end of course. Again, as always, thank you, chat, and of course, thank you, Mike, for coming on. You're always welcome to come back on, sir.
My absolute pleasure.
Oh, it was for me too, and there we go. Yes, thank you, everyone. Of course, I end the show with "One Day with You" by Pogo, and of course, again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern with Queen Comics' wife. That's the whole line right there. Queen Comics' wife. Got to remember that. Queen Comics' wife. And I hope you all have a great rest of the night. Bye, guys.
All right, brother, I'm out. Thanks for having me on again and being patient.